Picture this. You're sitting in the doctor's office. The room is quiet. The doctor looks at you over his reading glasses and says, "Your blood sugar is too high. We need to talk about your diet." And in that moment, your mind goes blank. Diet? What diet? For your whole life, you've eaten what you liked. You walk out of that office with a printout of lab results in your hand, numbers you don't fully understand, and a heavy feeling in your chest. What am I supposed to eat now? How do I even start? And the worst part is, you're tired. Your energy isn't what it used to be. Standing at the stove every day, chopping vegetables, thinking up new meals, it all feels overwhelming. Your hands aren't as steady. Your back hurts after 20 minutes on your feet. And the idea of completely changing how you eat at 65, 70, 75 years old, it feels impossible. Now imagine a different scenario. You come home, you open the refrigerator, and inside there are neat containers with ready-made meals. Not boring, tasteless diet food, real food. Chicken with quinoa and roasted vegetables, lentil soup thick and hearty, turkey meatballs with zucchini noodles, baked cod with green beans. Everything is portioned, everything is labeled, everything was prepared by your own hands in just a few hours. You take out one container, pop it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and moments later, you're sitting at the table with a hot, delicious meal that doesn't spike your blood sugar, doesn't leave you hungry an hour later, and actually tastes good. No daily trips to the grocery store, no panic about what to cook, no standing at the stove when your back is aching, just peace of mind, control, and taking care of yourself. This isn't a fantasy. This is something you can create in one afternoon for the whole week ahead. But how exactly does this work? Why is it simpler than it seems? And most importantly, how do you do it safely without turning your kitchen into a medical experiment? Let's figure this out together, neighbor to neighbor, not as a doctor lecturing you, but as someone who's been through this and wants to help. First, the most important thing I need to say up front so we're all on the same page. Nothing in this video is medical advice. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not here to treat your diabetes or promise you perfect blood sugar numbers. What I'm sharing are ideas for calmer, more balanced eating when you've been told to watch your sugar. These are recipes built around lean protein, fiber, and slower burning carbs, the kind of food that doesn't send your glucose on a roller coaster ride. But everyone's body is different. What works for one person might not work for another. If you're taking medication for diabetes, if you're on insulin, if you have other health issues like kidney problems or heart disease, you absolutely must talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet. Use a glucose meter, track how your body responds to different foods, and if something feels off, don't push through it, call your doctor. This video is about giving you practical meal ideas and a system to make your life easier, not about replacing professional medical care. Got it? Good. Now let's get to the real stuff. Here's the thing that nobody tells you when you're first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. The problem isn't just what you eat. It's the daily grind of having to think about food constantly. What can I eat? What should I avoid? How much is too much? Did I eat too many carbs at lunch? What do I make for dinner when I'm exhausted? And every single day, this cycle repeats. You wake up tired, you stand in front of the fridge, and that familiar wave of stress washes over you. But what if you could break that cycle? What if instead of cooking from scratch every single day, you spent 2 or 3 hours one afternoon and made 10 different meals all at once? Meals designed to keep your blood sugar steady. Meals you can freeze in individual portions. Meals you can just grab, reheat, and eat without thinking. That's what we're going to do today. This isn't some trendy detox or miracle diet. This is meal prep, simple, smart, advanced cooking that gives you back your time, your energy, and your confidence. And here's the secret. It works especially well for diabetes-friendly eating because the key to managing blood sugar isn't starvation or cutting out entire food groups. It's consistency. Eating regular meals with balanced portions. Protein to keep you full, fiber to slow down sugar absorption, healthy fats for satisfaction, and moderate amounts of complex carbs that don't spike your glucose. When you prep meals in advance, you're not just saving time, you're setting yourself up for steady blood sugar all week long.
Let me paint you another picture. It's Tuesday evening, you had a rough day. Maybe you had a doctor's appointment. Maybe you helped a neighbor move some boxes. Maybe you just didn't sleep well the night before. You come home, your feet hurt, your hands are shaky, you're hungry, but you're too tired to cook. In the old days, this is when you'd reach for whatever's easiest. A couple of slices of white bread, some crackers, maybe leftover cake from Sunday. And an hour later, your blood sugar is through the roof and you feel even worse. But now, with meal prep, you open the freezer. You see 10 containers, all labeled. Tuesday, lentil soup. You grab it, 3 minutes in the microwave. You sit down with a bowl of warm, filling soup packed with protein and fiber. Your blood sugar stays calm, your body gets the fuel it needs, and you didn't have to lift a finger. That's not just convenience, that's freedom. Freedom from the daily stress of cooking. Freedom from bad food choices made in moments of exhaustion. Freedom to actually live your life instead of being chained to the kitchen. And here's what's beautiful about it. You don't need to be a great cook. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need expensive ingredients. Everything I'm about to share uses basic grocery store staples. Chicken, ground turkey, fish, lentils, beans, vegetables you've seen your whole life, carrots, broccoli, zucchini, green beans, simple spices, salt, pepper, garlic, a little olive oil. That's it. No exotic superfoods, no complicated techniques, just real food prepared in a way that makes your life easier and your body happier. Now, let's talk about why freezing is your best friend, especially when managing diabetes. Fresh food in the fridge lasts 2, maybe 3 days before it starts to go bad or lose its appeal. But frozen meals, properly stored, last 2 weeks, sometimes more. The nutrients don't disappear, the flavors don't fade. In fact, many dishes like chili, soups, and meatballs actually taste better after freezing because the flavors have time to melt together. And here's the genius part. You freeze everything in single-serving containers. That means portion control is automatic. You're not standing at the stove scooping out too much food because you're hungry and it's right there. You're not eating straight from the pot and losing track of how much you've had. 1 container equals 1 meal. Simple, controlled, no guesswork. And when you reheat it, you're eating exactly what you planned, exactly the right amount of protein, carbs, and vegetables. Your blood sugar thanks you, your waistline thanks you, and your stress level plummets. Plus, if a friend stops by or your daughter comes over with the grandkids, you can pull out extra portions from the freezer, heat them up, and suddenly you're hosting without any panic or last-minute scrambling. All right, now we get to the best part. 10 real recipes, step by step, with exact measurements, cooking times, and temperatures. These aren't vague suggestions. These are tested, practical, diabetes-friendly meals that you can make this weekend and eat all next week. I'm going to walk you through each one like we're in the kitchen together. You'll see how simple this really is, and by the end, you'll have a complete plan. Ready? Let's cook. This soup is a lifesaver. It's thick, hearty, filling, and packed with fiber and plant-based protein. Lentils are one of the best foods for blood sugar control because they digest slowly and don't cause spikes. Take 1 cup of dried green or brown lentils, rinsed, 3 medium carrots, peeled and chopped into chunks about 1 inch thick, 3 celery stalks, chopped the same way, 1 medium yellow onion, diced, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, 6 cups of low-sodium chicken or vegetable broth, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 bay leaf, salt and pepper to taste. Heat the olive oil in a large pot over medium heat. Add the onion and cook for about 5 minutes until it softens, stirring occasionally. Add the garlic and cook for another minute until fragrant. Now add the carrots and celery. Stir everything together. Let it cook for 3 minutes. Add the lentils, broth, cumin, and bay leaf. Bring it to a boil. Then reduce the heat to low. Cover the pot and let it simmer for 30 to 35 minutes until the lentils are tender. Stir occasionally. When it's done, remove the bay leaf. Taste and add salt and pepper as needed. If you like it thicker, use an immersion blender to puree about half the soup, leaving some chunks for texture. Let it cool completely. Ladle into 10 to 12 ounce containers. Label each one, lentil soup, date, freeze flat. To reheat, microwave for 3 to 4 minutes, stirring halfway through. Serve with a slice of whole grain bread if you want, but the soup alone is a complete meal.
Chicken thighs are more forgiving than breasts. They stay moist, they're flavorful, and they're cheaper. Take 8 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, 1 pound of broccoli florets, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, salt and pepper. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Pat the chicken thighs dry with paper towels. This helps the skin get crispy. Season both sides with salt, pepper, paprika, and half the garlic powder. Place them skin side up on a rimmed baking sheet lined with foil. In a bowl, toss the broccoli with 1 tablespoon of olive oil, the remaining garlic powder, and a pinch of salt. Spread the broccoli around the chicken on the same sheet. Bake for 35 to 40 minutes until the chicken reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit inside and the skin is golden and crispy. Let it cool for 10 minutes. Remove the skin if you're watching fat intake, but honestly, 1 thigh with skin isn't going to ruin your day, and it keeps the meat juicy during freezing. Place 1 thigh and a portion of broccoli in each container. You'll get 8 meals. Label and freeze. Reheat in the microwave for 3 minutes. The chicken stays tender and the broccoli stays bright green. These are light, satisfying, and ridiculously easy to make. Take 1 pound of ground turkey, 93.7 lean. Don't go leaner or they'll be dry. 1 egg, 1/3 cup of whole wheat breadcrumbs or crushed oats, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, salt and pepper. For the zucchini noodles, 4 medium zucchini, spiralized or cut into thin strips with a vegetable peeler, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 cup of marinara sauce, no sugar added. Check the label. Preheat oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. In a bowl, combine the turkey, egg, breadcrumbs, Italian seasoning, garlic, salt, and pepper. Mix with your hands until just combined. Roll into 16 to 20 meatballs, about the size of a golf ball. Place them on a baking sheet lined with parchment. Bake for 20 to 25 minutes until cooked through. While they bake, heat the olive oil in a skillet over medium heat. Add the zucchini noodles. Sauté for 3 to 4 minutes until just tender, not mushy. Season with a pinch of salt. Remove from heat. When the meatballs are done, let them cool slightly. In each container, place a portion of zucchini noodles, 3 to 4 meatballs, and a spoonful of marinara sauce. You'll get 5 to 6 meals. Label and freeze. Reheat for 3 minutes. The zucchini stays firm and the meatballs stay juicy. If you want, sprinkle a little Parmesan on top when serving. Fish is often overlooked in meal prep, but it freezes beautifully if you do it right. Take 4 cod fillets, about 6 ounces each, 1 pound of fresh green beans, trimmed, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 lemon sliced thin, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, salt, pepper, and a pinch of dried dill or parsley. Preheat oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Lay out 4 sheets of aluminum foil, each about 12 inches long. Place 1 cod fillet in the center of each sheet. Season with salt, pepper, and dill. Top with garlic and 2 lemon slices. Divide the green beans among the 4 foil packets, placing them around the fish. Drizzle each with a little olive oil. Fold the foil into sealed packets, leaving a little room inside for steam. Place all 4 packets on a baking sheet. Bake for 18 to 20 minutes until the fish flakes easily with a fork. Let cool completely in the packets. Transfer each packet's contents into a container. Don't remove the foil until you're ready to freeze. It helps keep moisture in. Label and freeze. To reheat, open the container, microwave for 2 to 3 minutes. The fish will be tender and flaky, not rubbery. The green beans stay crisp. This is a vegetarian powerhouse, high in fiber, plant protein, and it's incredibly filling. Take 1 cup of quinoa, rinsed, 1 can of black beans, drained and rinsed, that's about 15 ounces, 1 red bell pepper, diced, 1 cup of corn kernels, fresh or frozen, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, salt and pepper, a handful of fresh cilantro, chopped, lime wedges for serving. Cook the quinoa according to package directions, usually 1 cup quinoa to 2 cups water, simmered for 15 minutes. While it cooks, heat olive oil in a skillet. Add the bell pepper and cook for 5 minutes until soft. Add the black beans, corn, cumin, and chili powder. Stir and cook for 3 minutes until heated through. Season with salt and pepper. When the quinoa is done, fluff it with a fork. Mix it with the bean mixture and cilantro. Let it cool. Divide into 5 to 6 containers, about 10 ounces each. Label and freeze. Reheat for 3 minutes. Squeeze fresh lime juice over it before eating. It's bright, flavorful, and incredibly satisfying. If you want to add protein, top it with a fried egg or some grilled chicken when serving.
This is comfort food at its finest, but made diabetes-friendly by skipping potatoes and using extra vegetables instead. Take 1.5 pounds of beef stew meat, cut into 1-inch cubes, 3 carrots, cut into chunks, 2 celery stalks, cut into chunks, 1 cup of mushrooms, quartered, 1 small turnip or parsnip, peeled and cubed. This replaces potatoes. 1 can of diced tomatoes, 14 ounces, 2 cups of beef broth, low sodium, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of thyme, 2 bay leaves, salt and pepper, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Heat the oil in a large pot or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. Season the beef with salt and pepper. Brown it in batches, about 3 minutes per side. Don't crowd the pot. Set the beef aside. In the same pot, add the carrots, celery, and mushrooms. Cook for 5 minutes. Add the tomato paste and stir for 1 minute. Add the beef back in, along with the turnip, diced tomatoes, broth, thyme, and bay leaves. Bring to a boil, then reduce to low. Cover and simmer for 1.5 to 2 hours until the beef is fork tender. Stir occasionally. Remove the bay leaves, let it cool. Portion into containers, label, and freeze. Reheat for 4 minutes, stirring halfway. This stew is rich, deeply flavored, and the vegetables add natural sweetness without spiking your blood sugar. These are perfect for breakfast or a quick snack. Take 8 large eggs, 1 cup of fresh spinach, chopped, 1/2 cup of shredded cheese, cheddar or mozzarella, 1/4 cup of diced bell pepper, salt and pepper. Preheat oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Grease a 12-cup muffin tin with cooking spray or line with paper liners. In a bowl, whisk the eggs. Add the spinach, cheese, bell pepper, salt, and pepper. Mix well. Pour the mixture evenly into the muffin cups, filling each about 3/4 full. Bake for 18 to 20 minutes until the eggs are set and slightly golden on top. Let them cool completely. Wrap each muffin individually in plastic wrap, then place them all in a freezer bag. Label and freeze. To reheat, unwrap and microwave for 45 seconds to 1 minute. You get 12 muffins, perfect for quick breakfasts or snacks. They're portable, protein-packed, and have almost no carbs. This is one of those dishes that's humble but incredibly satisfying. Take 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 small head of green cabbage chopped into bite-sized pieces, 1 onion diced, 2 cloves of garlic minced, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 14 ounces, 1 teaspoon of paprika, salt and pepper, 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Heat the oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Add the onion and cook for 5 minutes. Add the garlic and cook for 1 minute. Add the ground turkey. Break it up with a spoon and cook until browned, about 8 minutes. Add the cabbage, diced tomatoes, paprika, salt, and pepper. Stir everything together. Cover and cook for 15 minutes, stirring occasionally until the cabbage is tender. Let it cool. Portion into containers, label, and freeze. Reheat for 3 minutes. Cabbage is a low-carb powerhouse, and the turkey keeps it lean. It's filling without being heavy. Salmon is rich in omega-3s and perfect for heart health, which is especially important when managing diabetes. Take 4 salmon fillets, about 5 ounces each, 1 pound of asparagus, woody ends trimmed, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 lemon sliced, 2 cloves of garlic minced, salt, pepper, and a pinch of dill. Preheat oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Line a baking sheet with foil. Place the salmon fillet skin side down on one side of the sheet. Season with salt, pepper, dill, and garlic. Top with lemon slices. On the other side, spread the asparagus. Drizzle with olive oil and season with salt. Bake for 12 to 15 minutes until the salmon flakes easily and the asparagus is tender. Let cool. Transfer each fillet and a portion of asparagus into a container. Label and freeze. Reheat gently for 2 minutes. Salmon stays moist and flaky if you don't overcook it during reheating.
This is a genius low-carb swap for regular fried rice. Take 1 medium head of cauliflower, or 4 cups of store-bought cauliflower rice, 2 cooked chicken breasts, diced, 1 cup of frozen mixed vegetables, peas, carrots, corn, 2 eggs, beaten, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, low sodium, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, green onions for garnish. If using fresh cauliflower, pulse it in a food processor until it resembles rice grains. Heat sesame oil in a large skillet or wok over medium-high heat. Add the garlic and cook for 30 seconds. Add the mixed vegetables and cook for 3 minutes. Push everything to one side. Pour the beaten eggs into the empty side. Scramble them. Mix everything together. Add the cauliflower rice, chicken, and soy sauce. Stir fry for 5 to 7 minutes until the cauliflower is tender. Let cool. Portion into containers. Label and freeze. Reheat for 3 minutes. This tastes just like regular fried rice, but has a fraction of the carbs. Now, a few absolutely essential tips about freezing that will make your life even easier. Use only BPA-free plastic containers with tight-fitting lids. 10 to 14 ounces is the perfect size for 1 meal. Glass can crack in the freezer, so avoid it. Let all dishes cool to room temperature before freezing. If you put hot food directly into the freezer, condensation forms and your food gets covered in ice crystals and loses flavor. Label every single container with the dish name and the date you made it. Use a permanent marker. After a week in the freezer, you will not remember what's what. Freeze containers flat in a single layer. Once they're solid, you can stack them to save space. To reheat, microwave at 50% power for the first 2 minutes, then full power for another minute or 2. This prevents hot spots and keeps the texture better. If you have time, move a container from the freezer to the fridge the night before. It'll thaw gently and evenly, but if you forget, the microwave works fine. Never thaw at room temperature. It's not safe, especially with meat and fish. And remember, once you've thawed something, eat it. Don't refreeze. It kills both taste and safety. Here's what I want you to do this week. Pick 3 of these 10 recipes. Just 3, not all of them. Make them on Sunday afternoon. Freeze them and see how your week feels. See how much easier it is when lunch is already done, when dinner is 3 minutes away, when you're not standing in front of an empty fridge feeling defeated. You'll notice something. Your blood sugar will be steadier because you're eating balanced meals at regular times. Your energy will be better because you're not skipping meals or grabbing junk food out of desperation. And your stress will drop because one part of your life, food, is under control. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. It's about taking care of yourself in a way that's realistic, sustainable, and actually works. Share this with your friends, with your neighbors, with anyone who's struggling with the same thing. Because sometimes the best gift you can give someone is a simple system that makes life a little bit easier. And remember, you're not fighting your diabetes. You're learning to live with it in a way that doesn't steal your joy or your freedom, one container at a time.